Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review. This is episode number 32, and this one I'm reviewing episode number 819 of the One Piece anime and chapter 889 of the One Piece manga. First up is the 819th episode for the anime, which is called Sora's Wish, Germa's Failure, Sanji. Yeah, pretty much what this episode mostly put is just the explanation of exactly why Sanji the way he is, like how did he get the way he is, like why is he so normal unlike his siblings with all got enhancements to them. Yeah, the reason is because his mother took a drug. Basically a toxin, which is very poisonous to her health. Though it did basically prevent one of her kids from getting the genetic enhancements that the other ones did, and that one was Sanji. And the only person who knew that Sanji's mother actually did this was his sister Ranji, who was his eldest, who was actually his older sister and the eldest of all five siblings, of all five kids. Yep. And of course, Sanji, prior to finding out about this, he knows that she's being held there, so he just knocks out the chess piece homie, ties him up, and pretty much tells Ranji basically what really happened to her, not what her memories told her, because Pudding's basically her deadfruit power, so you can overwrite memories by editing them, kind of like how film editors edit a film. Basically, what happened in the last episode, basically she stuck her hand, like squeezed the inside of Ranji's head, kind of like creamish, and pulled out her memories, which apparently they're all on film. Which I'm like, wow. And then she just cut out what she what she should know. But Sanji was happily outside the thing, and he pretty much explained everything that happened. And she knows that her brother would never lie to her at all. I mean, yeah, his brother probably, like, Sanji probably lied to her like the other three, like, no problem. But here's the thing. I think the reason why she knows that he never lied to her is because she's a woman. He doesn't usually lie to women at all. No, he doesn't. So, yeah, it kind of explains that also his father was very somewhat more abusive. Like, it's a little more revealed exactly more of Sanji's backstory in this episode. Even though we got this like several episodes back, this is just a little bit more information you can kind of say for this particular episode. Plus, the episode begins, I should begin with that, basically. But the episode, aside from that, there's no Carrot and Chopper this episode. They're completely absent. The Brook and Big Mom fight is nowhere to be seen this episode, but I did see preview next week that the fight is going to resume. Yep. Oh, and I almost forgot. This episode is an adaptation of chapter 852, and it's adapting pages 2 to 13. So it adapts the first 12 pages. So it's got 4 pages left. So it'll probably adapt. It will definitely adapt the last 4 pages for the next episode. Probably also the first 10 pages of chapter 853. Yeah, that's my personal guess anyway when it comes to that. Plus, someone might ask the question, how does Luffy and Nami get out of the book? The prison book they have been in for the past 7 episodes. Well, first Jinbei simply tried to use Fishman Karate on the thing. That doesn't work. And then he decided to do something quite ingenious. Burn the book. Yep, he burned the book. Though Luffy and Nami were able to get out just... Now Luffy basically, apparently, I don't know what that tag is made of. It's probably a special paper that basically kind of holds his hands in without bleeding. So, despite the fact it looked like it was close to having his arms get ripped off, so he ripped it off, he took it off, and of course Nami, somehow he was able to poke her hands out of the thing. And because her dress was so shredded from the fight, and the fact that she was about to basically almost, like, because the fact her clothes couldn't hold up anymore, that it looked like she was about to basically drop her dress right in front of Luffy. So, what did she have to do? Well, basically some of Big Mom's goons were also in that book as well, so she stole a pair of overalls. Yeah, I'm not kidding, she stole a pair of overalls basically to cover herself up. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I've got no problem with the fact Nami did that. But I'm sure later on she's going to basically clean herself up, which she's going to do that in a few chapters. Yeah, and then they're like, okay, so apparently because Jinbei, who was basically the Sun Pirates, he basically, because punching this one guy, he's declared open rebellion on Big Mom. Yep. So, yeah. And so basically, Luffy tells Jinbei to protect Nami, which I don't think he had a problem with that because, well, he's officially joining his crew, though he hasn't told them yet. But I think Luffy kind of suspects he's officially joining his crew now because, yeah, he says, "Oh, I thought you had responsibility as Fishman Island," and he says, "Oh, I just threw him away." Yep, threw him away. Just like that. I guess so. Yep. So he beats up the guards, goes to third gear, and that's basically the last scene of the episode. And pretty much most of the rest of the episode, of course, is the flashback. But yeah, it's nice to see the fact that he got out of the episode. Now, those of you who are watching at this point, like watching the opening theme, like you see Robin, Robin, Frankie, Usopp, and Robin, Usopp, and Frankie. You're probably like, where the heck are these four characters? Well, they're absent in this arc, and they're probably not going to return to probably the next arc. Yeah, but yeah, this was a pretty good episode. It felt like finally, especially with the end of the last episode, finally it looked like the plot was moving forward. But it's moving sort of a snail's pace a bit. But it looks like the way it looks like in next episode, which is called what's the name of next week's episode? Let's see. Next episode is Reach Sanji, Luffy's Vengeful Hellbent Dash. Yeah, that's the name of next week's episode. Looks like we're going to see Luffy beat up more people. We're probably going to see Pedro for the first time in episodes, and it looks like Baron Tamango survived being sliced in half. That's what it looks like anyways, and of course also the resumption of the fight between, see more of the fight between Big Mom and Pedro, and not Big Mom Pedro, Big Mom and Brooke, which I'm looking forward to that fight. Alright, so next up is the newest chapter of the manga, 889, which is called An Unknown Mama. Yep. That is literally the name of the manga. And once again, we have a chapter where Luffy is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, he's completely absent from this chapter. My guess is when they finally, and this is my theory, when they finally get to this episode, my guess is they're probably going to show Luffy a little bit when they get to this, because Luffy is nowhere to be seen in this whole chapter at all. Yeah, this is like the third time I've seen this where you have a chapter come out and it's sort of like Luffy being the main character of One Piece, he is absent from the chapter. Heck, I know Naruto did this in his book where he was absent for a pretty good period of time. Because of focus on Sanji for a brief period of time. But that was like for like an entire arc, seems like. Not like, yeah, one chapter he's here, then he's absent for like one chapter. Yeah, it seems like it just does this a lot for some reason, I don't know. It does show that it picks up right where the last chapter left off, basically 2 weeks ago. And it reveals that basically Minks can do this special transformation, but they can't do it for very long, because if they do, they'll get exhausted and they'll die. So the way that they kind of turn back is they sort of cover up their eyes, either by pulling the hat over their eyes, or wearing colored sunglasses. Yep. And of course, Kara had already pretty much destroyed about half of Big Mom's fleet. Yeah, that's what it looks basically. I've seen in the when I looked at it. Yeah, it looked like she destroyed pretty much like half of Big Mom's fleet, which was probably a lot of ships, and she destroyed a lot of them. Sanji is still on the fire tank pirate ship with the wedding cake, and of course putting a scene for one brief cameo, and she's still freaking nuts. As for I think her name is Benji's wife, who was Lola's sister. I don't remember her name. As for Pound, it's implied that he might have definitely died when he was last seen. So he's possibly dead, but who knows? Yep. So Benji's like, okay, I really want to kill Big Mom, and Sanji's like, no, you can't kill her just yet. Let her eat this, let her belly get full, then you can kill her. Yep. And of course he's like, okay, let's try out this cake just to see how good it tastes. And basically Sanji gives him a tiny little piece, and he freaking loves it. Yeah, he loves the fact that Sanji did a great job. Of course, his wife also is a great cook as well. Also, Benji's son basically is nowhere to be seen this chapter for some reason. You know, I'm like, okay, is he not on the ship? Oh yeah, and the one member of his group who loves sticking out his tongue. Yeah, he's in the book he's in this chapter about 2 pages. Yeah, he's one of the most bizarre characters I have ever seen. And he's supposed to be Benji's second command. That's basically what the guy is supposed to be. Yeah. The Straw Hat Pirates are finally seen more than just 1 page, like they have been lately. Yeah, basically, it seems like whenever they were seen in the past several chapters, with the exception of 1, it seems like they're only seen for like 1 page of a chapter, which I'm like, this is the Straw Hat crew. They're pretty much the primary focus of the series, and they're only featured for 1 page. I'm like, that's odd. My personal guess is when they finally get to adapt those particular chapters, they only have the Straw Hats 1 page, they'll probably show them a little bit more. That's just my theory, anyways, when it comes to matter. And then pretty much like they're just waiting to meet up with Benji's ship, and then pretty much Big Mom comes completely out of nowhere, and apparently her hair is on fire, and I've heard some people describe that basically she's turned into a demon. Yep, that's basically what happened at the end of the chapter. It's just like this big shocking cliffhanger. Let's hope, basically, it's not a big letdown. We'll just focus on completely something else instead of having the chapter pick up right where the last chapter left off. This one did do that, but for the past several chapters, they've not been doing that. It's like we have this big, epic cliffhanger, and then next chapter we just go something else. But this is one of the rarities, basically, where it actually does do that. It does pick up. Yeah. But it picks up not immediately afterwards, but like not long afterwards. It's still on that particular thing of what Carrot's up to, which is great. I love the fact of doing that. Though, basically, Jinbei utters his line like, we may have to consider abandoning the ship. Really? The ship is fine. So, I don't know what the heck they're talking about at all when it comes to possibly abandoning ship. The ship is fine. I mean, yeah, they probably have to go get some more cola in order to do the Kuda Burst, because that Kuda Burst takes up a lot of cola. Heck, the big energy cannon that basically is in front of their ship, that also takes up a lot of cola. That's simply what it is when it comes to that ship. That's probably what they're going to have to do once they get through with Big Mom and get, of course, Sanji and Luffy back in the ship. They're probably going to have to, when they finally leave the whole Cake Island thing, they're probably going to have to stop someplace to get some supplies. And definitely more cola. Yeah. And they're probably also going to, and this is probably what Nami's going to do, she's probably going to, at some point, she's probably going to raid Big Mom's treasure room, and she's probably going to steal a lot of her treasure because she's probably going to take it because, well, she's a thief anyways. But that's basically what she's going to do there. But otherwise, though, yeah, that's really it for this episode. Stay tuned next week for episode 33. We'll talk about episode 820 of the One Piece anime and chapter 890 for the One Piece manga. Yep, as of right now, with the most recent chapter that came out, there's only 11 more chapters to go until it reaches chapter 900, which I thought the way it looked like they possibly could reach it by February. But at this point, it looks like it's going to be March when they finally reach chapter 900. Yeah, because they do the whole 1 week off thing. So, this is just my personal theory. Next time, basically, when they do the whole 1 week off, either after the release of chapter 992 or 993. It just depends exactly what they want to do. But my personal guess is probably after 992. And then take another one at 196. So let's take a look and see exactly when possibly it could be released. Let's see. This week will be 890. Next week will be 891. 2 weeks from now, would be 892. My guess is the week of January 18th probably would be a week off. And then you have 93 come out the 25th of January. 94 would be February 1st. 95 would be February 8th. 896 would be February 15th, probably off the 22nd. And then resume the 1st, that would probably be 97, 98 on March 8th, 99 on March 15th. So, and this is just my personal theory, and this is just a guess, simply put, basically, because the whole thing is taking the 1 week off every 4 chapters now. It'll probably be released March 22nd. Yes, that is the current theory I have when Chapter 900 will come out. So I thought it would be February. I was wrong. It's going to be at this rate because they take off every 4 chapters now. It's every 3. So it'll be in March. That's basically when it's just going to happen. Yeah. So, yep. So stay tuned for next week for those 2 reviews. And I know that it's not going to skip a week this time because they just took 1 week off already. So they're not going to take another week off, even though they just previously just took one just a week prior. They're not going to do it again next week. I did say it just says the end. It doesn't say next week off. Yeah. Alright. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye.